today is about a very, 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 very brave man. I don't think any of you have ever heard of him. Maybe you have. I know I have never met him because he's actually in heaven right now. He used to live a while ago. His name is Martin Luther King Jr., and he is one of the bravest men I've ever learned about. So before I start reading you this story that's called Happy Birthday, Martin Luther King, because his birthday is coming up very soon, I think we need to get ready for our story. So I would like Anna and Samantha, I would like you two to come sit right here so you can see super duper duper well. Oh, come closer so you can see. That's it. Now sit crisscross. Okay. I'm going to scoot up a little more. All right, can you guys see really good? Okay, now, boys. I want you three to come way over here. Boys, come sit back here. Come here, boys. I want you guys to sit right here. Colin, come back here. Have a seat. My three boys, have a seat. Colin, just sit right there. That's fine. Okay, stay right there. Okay. So, girls, I'm going to tell you, boys, can you see? Can you see well? No? Okay. Girls, can you see okay? Isn't it fun to be in the front?
Yeah.
Isn't it fun to get to... Isn't it fun to get to sit in the front and see super duper well? Oh, I've got something else too, girls. Girls, how would you like a piece of candy?
No, my mom, I sucked some toothpaste in my body and I tell my mom that.
How would you like to hold a piece of candy? You can even take it home if you want.
Okay.
Okay, here you go.
And last morning my mom gave me a piece of chocolate, then I ate it with my brother. My mom said it's okay to have candy.
Boys, how are you feeling right now? Is your bucket feeling full or is it feeling tipped? Does this seem very fair to you? Does it seem very fair that the girls get to sit in the front and eat candy and the boys have to sit in the back with no candy?
Yeah. That would test his bucket.
Does that seem fair to you?
No.
Girls, does that seem fair to you? Should we invite the boys to come join us?
Yes!
Boys, please come up to the front. I did not mean to make you sad, but I wanted you to understand something very, very important. You can sit right here, Nathan. Why don't we come close since it's just the five of us? Come on up, Colin. I'm going to give you guys a piece of candy, too. Because
That sounds better.
that is fair, don't you think? Everybody should get to be happy.
My mom said it's okay I eat candy.
Okay, go ahead, sweetie. You guys may go ahead and eat your candy. But this is what this book is about. You're not going to believe it, but not long ago, people who had black or dark or brown skin were not allowed to do the same things that people with light or white skin got to do. Let me give you an example. If you have white or light skin, you would be able to go to this school. But if you had dark skin, you would probably have to go to another school. You couldn't go to school together. Does that seem fair? No. And if you got on a bus, if you had white skin or light skin, you got to sit in the front of the bus like the girls got to sit in the front of the room. But if you had dark skin, like these friends on the front of my book, you would have to sit in the back of the bus. Does that sound fair?
No way.
And guess what? What's your favorite restaurant? Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Mine is Chuck E.
Think about this.
But let's see. Mine is Chuck E. Mine is
Think about this. If you had white skin, you'd be able to go into Chuck E. Cheese and play and eat and have fun. But if you had dark skin, they wouldn't let you in. Does that sound fair to all the boys and girls that have dark skin? That they wouldn't be allowed to come in and play
I wish
too?
I could change my skin to different colors and back to myself.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Because does it really matter what color your skin is?
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter.
That's it.
Okay, I'm going to read my story. You guys give me your wrappers, and then I want you to listen carefully to the story about this really brave man who changed the world so that things were more fair. Okay? I want you to pay attention to how he does it too. Do you think that he changed the world by picking up a gun?
No.
Do you think he changed the world by pushing people and shoving people?
No.
Do you think he changed the world by screaming and yelling at people?
No.
Do you think he changed the world by praying?
Yes.
He did. And singing and talking. So let's read. Okay. So this man, Martin Luther King Jr., he started out like a baby, just like you and I. This is him with his mom and his dad when he was just a baby. That's his baby picture. I know. I bet he cried just like you guys did when he was a baby. But his parents, you can tell they love him very much, don't they? Just like your mom and dad. So as he got bigger, he liked to do a lot of the same things that with his dad, like you do. Like he liked to play football with his dad. I bet he liked to wrestle with his dad on the floor and play games. His name was the same as his dad's name. He is Martin Luther King, and he's Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah, that just means he's smaller. Okay, so here he is in school. So Martin Luther King Jr. got to go to school, and he studied really hard. He read books, and he did his works, and he listened to his teachers. He didn't get to go to a school where the light-colored skin people got to go, but he still worked really hard. And when he got bigger, he became a pastor. They called him Reverend, and that's kind of like, raise your hand if you know Father Tom, or a priest in our church. Father Tom, Father Susai. Martin Luther King Jr. was a lot like Father Tom. He liked to sing songs with all the people in his church, and he taught them about God. He spread God's good word. That's kind of cool. And guess what he did too? You tell me if this is a bucket filling thing or a bucket tipping thing. He would go to the hospital and he would comfort and talk to the people that were sick. And he would make them feel better. Do you think that's a bucket filling or a bucket tipping thing?
Filling.
Yes. Isn't that a kind thing to do to take people who are sick?
What happened to baby and her tummy blinking her bones right directions? And I was baby, I was blinking her bones in the right direction. I was blinking her bones right down.
Oh my
And I
goodness.
was blinking her skin, her other bones up there.
Okay, listen to this, Anna. Look at this page. Martin Luther King Jr. is at a playground, kind of like our playground, with two boys. And guess what's happening with these boys? They were fighting. Now, they don't look mad right now, but they were fighting, and they were pushing each other and shoving each other and yelling at each other. But you know what? Martin Luther King came in and said, we never touch each other when we're angry. We always try and use our words to solve our problems, and we stay in our own comfort bubbles, right?
Yeah.
He helped them solve their problems.
Yeah, and they said, and he said, don't touch anyone in his comfort bottle.
Right, and look at
And I was just so the last morning.
So look at, now they're shaking hands, and they're being peaceful. That's the kind of person Martin Luther King was. He reminds me a lot, in a way, of Jesus. He's trying to be a peaceful person and not a mean King Herod type of person, right?
Oh.
And look at, he sang songs. This is him in church again, singing songs with people.
Without good, we're just barking people with a loud roar.
Okay, listen, Hannah. This is what I was just talking about with the bus. Okay, so this is a picture of a bus, and you can see the people with the light-colored skin sitting at the front of the bus, and they forced all the people with the dark-colored skin to sit in the back of the bus. And the back of the bus was not a fun place to sit. It was not fair, but it was a rule. It was a rule. So you know what Martin Luther King said? We need to get rid of that rule. It's not fair. So he worked really, really hard to get that rule changed. And guess what? He got it changed. So now if you get on a bus, you can sit down with people who have light skin and dark skin and pink skin and blue skin and green skin and yellow skin. Wait a minute, I'm getting a little silly now. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. You can sit anywhere you want and have fun with your friends. You'll never believe this. Has anybody ever drank out of a drinking fountain? Like at the grocery store or the library? Never? Okay, I want you to think about this. You guys know we have our water cooler over there, right? Where you get your cups of water. Not so long ago, if you had light skin, you would be able to drink out of that water cooler. But let's say Colin had dark skin, he wouldn't be allowed to drink out of that. He would have to get his water somewhere else. Does that sound fair, Colin?
No. He needs to get his water bottle.
That wouldn't be fair.
Maybe for a water bottle.
You don't always have a fridge with you, right? When you see a drinking fountain and you're thirsty and you need water to keep your body healthy, you need to get a drink now, right? That wasn't fair. So you know what Martin Luther King Jr. said? I'm going to change that rule. And he did. Now, anybody can get a drink when their body needs it. Does that sound more fair?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, the playground. Can you believe, and not long ago, let's say Anna and Samantha had dark skin, they would not be able to go to school with Nathan, Griffin, and Colin. You girls would have to go to another school and play on another playground. Does that sound fair? Martin Luther King Jr. said, that is not fair. We are going to change that rule. And he did. Now, you can go to any school you want, no matter what the color of your skin is, right?
Yeah.
Because who cares what color your skin is? That doesn't matter. Your heart is what matters. So he got all his friends together, and they marched together, and they prayed together, and they sang together, and they changed the world. to make it more fair. Look at all these people that came to listen to him speak. Do you see all those people listening to his important words? He must have had a lot of important things to say. He had lots of dreams. So, okay, boys and girls, on Monday, that's in let's see, today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. In 4 more sleeps, you guys have the day off of school. And the reason you have the day off of school is because it is Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. Do you see the birthday cake? So if you're home and you happen to hear his name on the TV, on the news, or maybe your mom and dad mention his name, say, "Happy birthday, Martin Luther King Jr."
Happy birthday, Monster Jr.
And thank you, thank you, thank you for changing the world and making it just this much more fair. But we all have to keep working hard to keep things fair in our world too, right? So you have to be kind and you have to help other people and work really hard, okay? Promise? Say, "I can do it."
I can do it.
All right.